friends, let's take a little time to find out what's trending left. And we're going to start today with the non-racist, racist message from one particular gentleman who claims it's perfectly fine for black people to not want to be around white people. But the reversal, that's 100% racism. Let's take a moment to watch this pretzel maker in action.
Black people not wanting to be around white folks has historical precedence. And the only thing it does is hurt your fragile ego. White people, on the other hand, not wanting to be around black people is racist, because the only reason that white people don't want to be around black people is because of stereotypes that they invented to make black people seem more dangerous or hypersexualized, or simply because they don't like the color of our skin.
You see? The pretzel maker in action. He made that pretzel just right for all of you and I to enjoy, you racists out there. Now, next I want to head into the classroom, where a middle school teacher is showing yet another example of how activist educators are indoctrinating your kids in the classroom. This teacher, who goes by Miss Heidi F., not only boasts about being an equity and inclusion advocate, but also seems to be a big fan of creating mini advocates out of her students. In one of her latest assignments, she asks that students choose one of the words on the screen, such as visibility, pride, activism, or inclusivity. She has the student identify what the word means to him or her, describe what he or she can do to embody this word for the LGBTQIA plus word soup community, and then draw a picture representing the word. Because that's what education is here in America already in 2023. Well, moving on to the science, you see, cis people, which is to say the average Joe or Jane, are apparently a bunch of morons when it comes to understanding biological sex. Did you know that you can magically change your biological sex with just a few hormones here, maybe a little bit there? Now, here's my follow-up question. If you can actually change your biological sex, then what happens when you stop shoving your body full of the dangerous meds? Don't answer that. Just get out your notebooks and prepare to become a medical expert, like this person.
It's interesting how little cis people actually know about biological sex. Like, your chromosomes dictate everything, and you'll never be a real boy or a real girl. Do you know how easy it is to completely change your body with hormones? I grew up within my first month of being on testosterone. I started having full-blown boy puberty around month 3 or 4. Trans women can grow exactly like cis women can. Trans women can lactate. Everything you think you know about how bodies are set in stone and can't be changed, you're literally just wrong.
I mean, how did you not know this beforehand? If we didn't have the TikTok out there and these just medical experts out in the field here to tell us that men can become women and women can become men in biology, science, man, where would we be as a society? Don't answer that. Meanwhile, the Rainbow Mafia is trying to redefine the word queer to mean radical activist, while being gay is apparently just for losers who sit on the sidelines. Yes, the battle continues within the Rainbow Mafia, as one would expect within any mafia.
I will no longer call a person queer if I don't see them participating in queer politic. You're gay, sure, you're gay. That is not the same as queer. If you haven't put a mask on in a week, not queer. You're just not queer. You're not. Queerness is supposed to be radical. It's supposed to be about supporting each other, helping each other, and making sure that we lift up from the most vulnerable of our community. A lot of you gays are not acting like queers right now, so I'm not gonna call you queer.
How very queer a thing to say. And now the inroads fighting begins. I'd have popcorn, but I seem to be out of it right now, and I guess I'll have to wait and see what happens in the mafia that is fighting with itself. Now, finally, we're going to bring this segment to a close by highlighting a woman who says if you don't want to date someone because, they have brown eyes or, hey, they're vertically challenged like myself, then that's perfectly fine. All right? That's okay. But if you don't want to date a man who thinks he's a woman, then you're a raging bigot and you should be treated as such. Roll clip.
Not dating trans people is not a preference. Not dating blondes is a preference. Not dating people who are, shorter than 5'6" is a preference. Not dating people with brown eyes is a preference. Being trans is not a specific characteristic. Thus, you can't label it as a preference. That's just called bigotry.
Does she not understand what bigotry is actually, and in actual preferences, what that means? Clearly not. You're just a big sizist is what she is. She's not a bigot. I'm going to make her specifically what she is, a sizist. Anyone not dating if you're under 5'6". How dare she say such a thing? But that's going to wrap up this segment. Make sure you send us some of the craziness that you've been seeing out there in the social media world. All you have to do is email media@fpeusa.org to let us know. And hey, if the clip you send in is featured, then I'll give you a special shout out. For now, just know that we'll have much more craziness next time. Until then, stay sane.